up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be installing a new exhaust on my 04 Miata. For those of you who have seen my videos before, you're probably wondering why I'm putting another exhaust on, because I've already done an exhaust. I had an ISR performance exhaust system. It was a cat back system, header back actually, because it deleted the catalytic converter, had a mid pipe, and then the muffler. I had that on for about 6 months before I decided to replace it. Main reason is because it was just too drony. At 3,000 RPMs, which is pretty much you're there all the time just cruising around, it was so loud inside the car that it was just not good for a daily driver, at least for my preference. So I took that off, sold it, and now I got another one to install. Right now I'm just running the stock exhaust, and that was a relief when I first changed it. I was like, man, some peace and quiet again, but I don't want my car to be quiet. I wanted to have a little noise, so I went ahead and ordered a Roadster Sport 3 axleback exhaust system from Goodwin Racing. Everyone in the Miata community just raves about this thing, so I thought I would try it out for myself. And if I want it to be a little louder, I could always add the mid pipe down the road, but we're gonna start off with that axleback and go from there. Let's get into it. All right, so since this new exhaust is just an axleback system, there's only 2 bolts that we need to remove in order to get this thing off. And then there are, I think, either 2 or 3 exhaust hanger mounts. I have a special tool for the exhaust hanger, so it should be easy to get off. I've already done this 3 times at this point, taking the stock one off, putting the new one on, taking the new one off, putting the stock one back on, and now putting this Roadster Sport system on. So I'm pretty sure I know how to do it, but let me show you the bolts that you need to remove. Here's the stock exhaust, and this is one of the bolts that you'll need to remove, and then just on the other side of that, you'll see that top one. So we just have those 2, and then we have these hangers down here. There's one right here, and then there's one on the other side right there. So I got these 2 nuts removed. Now we just got to take the exhaust off the hangers on this side here. Trickiest part of the install for most people is getting the exhaust hangers off. But with this tool right here, it's specifically designed to do that. So if you have one of these, it makes it really easy. Otherwise, you got to use like a pry bar and something else. I don't know. I've only used this personally, and this works great. So if you're changing exhaust often, this is a good tool to invest in. So here is the stock exhaust out. Didn't look too bad because it does have the chrome tip on it still. I've seen on some of the stock ones it just has kind of the ugly unfinished all the way back. This one looks pretty nice, but the new one's gonna look a lot better because I think this is a 2-inch tip and the new one's gonna be a 3.5 inch. So it'll fill that hole in the back or the cutout in the back a little better, and hopefully should sound a lot better too. So here she is out of the plastic. The canister is a lot smaller, I've noticed. It's a little bit lighter. And then this is the cool part, is the bigger tip on the end here, fully polished, 3.5 inch, and it has a removable baffle in it if you want to make it quieter, but I'll probably just leave it out the whole time.
There we go.
Okay, so I just took the car around the block, and first impressions on the sound is that it's actually pretty quiet. It sounds similar to stock. It has a little more bassy kind of rumble to it. I was revving it out to maybe like 6,000 or 7,000, just trying to get all the sound out of it that I could. And a couple times on downshifts, I could hear it kind of gurgle a little bit, and obviously it doesn't do that at all on the stock. So it is a little bit louder, and that is with the baffle completely out. I'm hoping once it breaks in, it'll get a little bit louder, but honestly, I'm not expecting too much. So that's kind of the only negative thing I have to say about it. I mean, obviously you buy an exhaust because you want to hear it, and it's not that much louder. But compared to my ISR exhaust, which sounded sick, like it was really loud, going under tunnels was super fun, and it popped and gurgled on every deceleration. Every time I took my foot off the throttle, I could hear pops and bangs and stuff. But you gotta keep in mind that had a mid pipe without a catalytic converter at all. And my main issue with that though was it was fun when I wanted to be on the throttle, but when I was just taking a trip any longer than 30 minutes, it was way too loud, and it just droned like crazy. Gave me a headache, especially if I already had a headache. It was just like, oh God, I don't even want to drive my car. So the pros on this exhaust, it looks good. It's got a bigger tip. I think it's a 3.5 inch tip versus the stock 2 inch. It's fully polished, so when you're looking at it from the back, it looks cool. You could see not only the tip, but the polish muffler canister underneath, which looks really cool. And it does have a little more sound than stock. My only negative about it is that it doesn't have quite as much sound as I would like. Obviously, that's just a personal preference. But the cool thing about this system is that you can add on to it. Roadster Sport makes not only the axle back, they make a mid pipe with a high flow catalytic converter, and then I could always do headers down the road too. But I mean, if I did all those, we're talking over $1,000, which is not what I'm trying to do right now. I'll probably put that money towards other things on the car. But yeah, before I go, let me show you guys a little better view of what the exhaust looks like on the car, because that is its strong suit, is how it looks. So let me give you guys a quick peek at that. Alrighty guys, I think that is gonna do it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and drop a like down below. And if you wanna see more videos like this, be sure to click subscribe. Till next time, I'll catch you guys on the flippity flop. Peace out. Tell me what you gonna do now.